Banning Springs couple is accused of cooking up trouble in their car. Now they're in hot water. TV-20's Kyla Ryan will have the details for you first tonight at 6.
A North Central Florida deputy is in a coma in the hospital after he was shot. Find out how his family is getting a boost from his colleagues in less than 4 minutes.
And it's supposed to bring people good luck, but luck wasn't on the side of a man who built a not-so-secret village of bamboo on the UF campus. And it's not the first time. Those stories and more, TV-20 News at 6 starts now.
From your local source, WCJB TV-20, this is TV-20 News at 6.
We start tonight with a developing story out of Gilchrist County. Deputies say it was a case of meth on wheels, but they stopped short one very dangerous joyride.
A man and woman remain in jail tonight on meth charges, and TV-20's Kyla Ryan reports it wasn't just drugs deputies found inside the car on Sunday.
There were also kids. Paige, a 6 and a 7-year-old, were all in the car with all the makings for meth. It's a drug that the Gilchrist County Sheriff says people think that they can get away with out in the country. If you've ever seen the show Breaking Bad, then you know it tells the story of a very successful meth lab. But the problems with meth aren't just for television. They're happening right here in North Central Florida. Were they making meth in this car?
They had all the products inside of the vehicle to make meth, yes.
You could call it a mobile meth lab. Sheriff's deputies say the ingredients were all there to make the drug inside this Kia. And not just the ingredients, but also 6 and 7-year-old kids of this woman, Stacy Kersey. She was arrested along with this man, Harold Wilson. It was a scenario that could have been potentially deadly for the people in the car had any of the chemicals reacted.
And the sheriff, Robert Schultz, has made it perfectly clear that there will be zero tolerance in Gilchrist County, no matter what type of narcotics.
The sheriff tells me often in rural areas, people believe they can make meth easier without fear of being discovered by police. But Schultz says not here. Sheriff's deputies tell me it's becoming more prevalent to find the meth inside cars as people transport it through the county. And to clean it up, they had some outside help.
Columbia County, they were kind enough to come and help us with that. They have a disposal unit that works specifically on this type of situation, and they came in our county and gave us assistance in reference to that.
Along with possession and manufacturing of meth, the pair were also charged with child neglect. Those 2 kids have been placed into Child Protective Services. Kyla Ryan, TV-20 News.
Well, Mother Nature cooked up a beautiful day for North Central Florida today, the kind of day that I think my parents from Michigan are truly appreciating.
Maybe they're actually getting an early taste of spring, David.
Well, you know, they're going to head back and start shoveling the snow pretty soon. We'll have to see what happens up to the north. But here in North Central Florida, it's been a beautiful afternoon. You'll see on the viewer photo that we have for today, it's really picked up to be a pretty nice afternoon. It was a little bit of a standoff, ibises versus the Muscovy duck. Who's going to win out on this? I'd probably bet on the Muscovy on that one. Send your photos WCJB weather at gmail.com. As you look at radar satellite composite, it's been mostly clear all day long. A few clouds back to the west, but I think our rain chances remain pretty slim. There may be a few showers in the southeast, but here in North Central Florida, expecting it to remain fairly quiet. 71 degrees even at this hour. South-southwest winds at 3. Humidity a low 27% and the pressure at 30.17 inches of mercury. So we're looking for a pretty nice evening, but it'll be cool with areas of fog overnight tonight. Spring-like weather continues all across North Central Florida for the next couple of days. And then the rain chances move back into the forecast later in the week and the weekend. More on that in just a few minutes.
A Taylor County deputy being called a hero is now fighting for his life in North Central Florida. He's in serious condition this evening at UF Health Shands. Earlier this month, Deputy Robert Lundy was getting his vehicle worked on at the Timberland Ford car dealership in Perry when an employee opened fire, shooting 3 people. Deputy Lundy returned fire and shot the gunman, Earl Clegg Jr., who later died. While Deputy Lundy is hospitalized, friends, family, and law enforcement say he's a hero.
Has always been my hero, always. And I knew long before that day, and now everybody else just gets to see why I love that man so much.
I've always said he's a better man than me. And if you can say that about your kids, then you did your job as a parent, I feel like. And I'm very proud of my son.
Lundy's family must travel back and forth from Gainesville to the Panhandle to keep his daughter in school. Several local organizations have helped get the family temporary housing close to the hospital for their convenience. To find out who can help, go to our website at WCJB.com and then tune in tonight at 11 when TV-20's Chris Gilmore will have more from family and local law enforcement on Lundy's path to recovery.
Well, it was a stunning development for two North Central Florida law enforcement agencies. They have to pull the plug on all of their tasers immediately. TV-20's Jeremy Frinas is reporting now that the agencies are trying to figure out how to pay for new electronic weapons.
It's a weapon used by thousands of law enforcement officers across the country. Marion and Levy County Sheriff's deputies were using this carbon arms electronic weapon, generally referred to as a taser.
And the problem with that is they had a copyright infringement on the manufacturing of the carbon arms against the actual taser, which is another stun gun company.
In January, Taser International won a copyright infringement case.
Now, because of a court order, we've been ordered to take all the tasers away from our officers and basically destroy them.
Right now, Marion County deputies are fighting crime without this electronic weapon.
If we don't have the taser, that means we have to go hands-on. There's always a risk of the officer getting hurt or the person that we're dealing with, or if there's other citizens around, maybe even one of them gets hurt.
Levy deputies are using older backup models. Marion County has to replace about 250 stun guns used by deputies, correction officers, and undercover staff. Captain James Pogue with the Marion County Sheriff's Office says the tasers are priced at about $1,000 each, meaning the agency needs about $250,000 to purchase the weapons.
We have to retrain all of our officers because it's a different type of stun gun.
For the past few months, Sheriff Chris Blair has fought to get more funding for his agency, and now he has no choice but to reach out to the board once again.
We had no idea that this lawsuit was going to make us to where we would have to come up with $250,000.
The Levy County Sheriff's Office also doesn't know where they will come up with the money to replace their tasers either. Jeremy Frinas, TV-20 News.
We tried contacting Marion County commissioners this afternoon to get their reaction, but no one was available. Paige.
Search is on for a man who robbed a video game store on Southwest 24th Avenue in Ocala. The robber entered the GameStop on Saturday night and pulled out a handgun, ordering customers to get on the ground. Ocala police say he apparently gave instructions to the clerk behind the counter to get the money from the register.
In the video, you can see the clerk complying with his demands. Everyone went straight to the ground. He apparently took the money from the cash drawer, and he also took a customer's cell phone that was left on the counter when that customer went down to the ground. After doing that, he turned and left the store. We're very happy no one was injured or harmed as a result of it.
The thief is only described as a white man wearing a gray hoodie. If you have information about this crime, you're asked to contact the Ocala Police Department.
Well, it might have been welcome on Gilligan's uncharted desert isle, but a village made out of bamboo is disappearing from the University of Florida campus. A Gainesville artist has constructed Bambooville now twice. But TV-20's Lauren Latoya reports there will be no third time.
John Anderson has had his art removed from campus property before, but says he didn't see this coming. He started building Bambooville #2 almost a year ago and claims he had approval, but the university says otherwise.
I don't know, I think bamboo is pretty cool.
Somewhere over the rainbow is Bambooville, where troubles smelt like lemon drops.
I always give it the same name, bamboo hanging from bamboo. I got the idea from George Foreman, who named all his kids George Foreman.
That's according to John Anderson, who's spent close to a year building Bambooville.
There's a joy that people have when they come out here. There's a joy sometimes when they just walk by, or there's a joy when they come in and sit down.
Anderson says Bambooville is a haven for a lot of people here in Gainesville, visitors ranging from trail walkers to faculty and staff, and to people who are visiting the hospitals here in town.
I love it. I think it's really peaceful. It's a great escape.
But University of Florida officials say it has to go after groundskeepers reported the art several weeks ago.
We've been preparing a notice, which probably will go out today, to give him an opportunity to remove it.
It's not like, you know, polished and super fancy and nice, but I don't think that's any reason to get rid of it. I think that's the reason it should stay.
UF has removed his work before. Anderson built Bambooville #1 near the present location, and UF took it down. He says he hasn't received notice to take #2 down yet.
We never had a meeting where we sat down and said, look, this is the problem, and let's talk about solutions to it. That never occurred.
University officials say Anderson started to go through a process to have this approved, but withdrew his application. Anderson will start breaking down Bambooville tomorrow. Anyone willing to lend a hand can come and help and grab a piece of his art.
It was the process of making these things that helped me and fulfilled me. Getting the comments from people is just like icing on the cake, but the cake tastes very good by itself too.
Anderson says 2 times is the charm. He doesn't plan to build on university property again, but he's looking for a community partnership so he can start on Bambooville 3. Lauren Letillier, TV-20 News.
Coming up, the price of gas has jumped up again.
Next year on TV-20 News at 6, we'll tell you how North Central Florida stacks up at the pump against the rest of the country.